I'm Berks County Commissioner Christian Leinbach, and I want to welcome you to another Berks County Commissioners Board meeting. We're here for April the 29th, and we're broadcasting live via Microsoft Teams live event, broadcasting also to BCTV, as well as Facebook and YouTube Live. At this time, I'd like to recognize my Executive Assistant, Mary Buer.
Thank you. Public comment will be accepted through the Q&A function. Please include your first name, last name, and municipality. Any comments without name and municipality will not be considered. Each citizen can submit one comment. Comment length is dictated by limitations of the platform being used, Teams, Q&A, Facebook, or YouTube. The meeting comment period is limited to 30 minutes in total. Please be concise. Comments will be read during the meeting and should not be considered to be interactive dialogue with the commissioners. Any commissioner response to public comment will be done at the discretion of the commissioners.
At this time, we'll call to order our meeting. We will begin with a moment of silence, followed by a pledge to our flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We're going to start this morning with the COVID report. Normally we have and I'm here drawing a blank looking for my the report. Normally we have Brian Gottschall present the report. However, Brian is not available, and in his absence, I will be presenting the report. Looking first at the dashboard, if you look at the indicators here for Berks County, especially on cases and cases per 100,000, there's significant improvement. There's a slight decrease in the positivity rate. There is an increase in the hospitalizations, but the last two items, both ventilators and ER visits, are down. Overall, the data continues to improve relative to COVID-19 impacts here in the county of Berks. When we look at Berks County case count, looking at both the case count, which is the blue line, and the testing, you can see that there is a correlation, and they're in pretty good place right now, but they'll be better when we're able to get them even lower than where they are at this particular point in time. Positivity rate, again, is going down. We want to see that continue to move downward, which it has over the last couple of weeks. The death rate does continue to climb. It is not as dramatic as the period of time that we saw in the middle here, but nonetheless, we noted that the death rate is a trailing factor, and it comes normally several weeks after a spike, and there's no doubt we feel for the families that are impacted by these deaths. We look at the case count, we are able to see that there is a slight increase in the hospitalization. The cases in ICU are actually down slightly, even though the overall cases are up, and cases on vents are also down slightly. Not a significant increase week over week, and that again continues to be a good thing. When we look at where Berks County ranks, there are two categories where our rank has improved: ordered cases per capita. We are number 6. We prefer to be number 9th. Deaths, we've dropped down to 21st. And again, that when I say drop down, we actually went up because we have more deaths, but we're in a better spot than being 9th overall in deaths per capita. When we look at where we are on the vaccine administration, the key thing to recognize is that we are unchanged week to week. The numbers are not bad when we consider we're 9th. We're the 9th largest county, and we are 9th by the number of partially vaccinated and 11th by the number of fully vaccinated. This is a reference to the map from Pennsylvania Department of Health. The dark blue dots are where the vaccine is currently available. You can access this by going to doyourpartberks.com. And if you go on to the vaccine information page, partway down the page, there is a link to this GIS map so you can find places that are available. This is a list of the specific locations, the number of Moderna, Janssen, and Pfizer vaccines that they've received and the period of time in which they've received it. This is this similar chart, but looking at availability by week. I think what's important to note is that this last week saw the largest number of doses, and this is both first and second doses since we've been tracking the numbers, over 35,420 doses. When we look at where we stand relative to the rest of the state, if you look at the top chart, that is a cumulative, and it's looking at the top 10 most populated counties. You can see that Berks is now at 47th. Overall, though, when you look at the counties that are even larger than Berks, they are still way down the list from where they should be. Allegheny County, who's the most populated county, the rank by doses is 13th. When you look at the bottom chart, you can see that Berks continues to improve on a week-by-week basis. This is week 19. We were 17th versus 47th. And that's all that I have. I would open it up to questions, but since I'm not the expert, I'm going to defer from taking any questions today. And I know I just did a technical flub. I'm supposed to let our IS people know when I'm jumping off a presentation, so I apologize for the blip. At this time, I'm going to recognize my colleague, Commissioner Kevin Barnhart. He's going to be giving us an update on 2 items, one on Cook County Wellness and their contact tracing report, and the mass vaccine clinic that has been set up and will be opening on Monday. Commissioner Barnhart.
Thank you, Commissioner Leinbach. Good morning, everyone. Our Cook County Wellness Weekly Update for the week of April 7th through April 14th. 558 new contacts for contact tracing, still successful at 71.7% contact. Total since middle of June of last year, 13,534 contacts. Larger exposures, the line list as they call them, was 54 for the week. That's down from a all-time high, I think was in the 70s 2 weeks ago, and then it dripped us down to 60s. Now we're down to 54. Almost each and every one of them are educational institutions. As you read the local media events, schools are opening and closing, kind of rolling opening and closing based on COVID exposures at the schools. Call center is up and running. That's 1-888-712-2772. Is operational Monday through Friday, 9 to 5 with bilingual services. And to date, they have received 196 calls, also taking phone appointments for Oakside Pharmacy and Shillington Medicine Shop. They are so far scheduled 91 of the 147 appointments at the Berks Cares Vaccine Center. So everything's going well. So 62% of our appointments at the vaccine center have been handled through Coe County Wellness. Great partnership we have with Coe County Wellness and all of our partners. The Berks Cares Vaccine Center, as many of you know, will be opening on this coming Monday, May 3rd. It is a collaborative with the Community Health Center, with Coe County Wellness Services providing the scheduling and appointments, BARDA providing free route service on Route 1 and 3, 5th Street Highway and Kutztown Road, as well as shared ride service. Libraries will have a mobile job lab available at the center. Area Agency on Aging has been coordinating with the homebound community, getting their shots through the Community Health Center, and of course, Brian Gottschall and his staff at the Department of Emergency Services. The scheduling is taking place today and tomorrow. That is for next week, so it's kind of a rolling week. So each week you will be scheduling for the following week. We're going to be ramping up slowly next week from 9 to 2, about 400 doses a day. We know we have the capacity to do 1,600 a day. That will be probably the week or two after that. So there's plenty of capacity. There's availability of vaccines through HRSA, which is where is a federal allocation through the Community Health Center. So we could probably get at least 10,000 doses per week. Again, if you're tech savvy, www.doyourpartberks.com/vaccine center, or if you do not have access to the internet, 1-888-712-2772. Looking forward to this opening very positively out in Muhlenberg Township at the North Reading Plaza. Today and tomorrow, the staff are being trained. So that's really primarily where Brian Gottschall is. He has his hands full today with training the staff that will be manning the facility as we get started. So thank you, Commissioner Leinbach, and I turn it back to you.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Barnhart. We will move ahead with our agenda. Are there any additions for the minutes for April the 22nd Commissioner meeting and April 27th Operations meeting? Hearing none, the minutes will stand approved as presented. We did not have any executive sessions since our last Commissioner meeting. Mary Buer, are there any public comments on specific agenda items?
No, I don't believe there are.
Item 1 on the agenda, authorizing under that Budget Department, adopt a resolution authorizing 2020 budget transfers in the amount of $76,093 and 2020 appropriations in the amount of $478,522 and 2021 appropriations in the amount of $623,313 per listing dated April the 26th of 2021. We have one item listed under Human Resources, authorize a compression salary adjustment for Leah Hennessy, County Caseworker Supervisor 1 in Children and Youth Services. Several items are listed under the Commissioners. Item A, adopt a resolution authorizing the reappointment of Kevin S. Barnhart, Reading, PA, to the Berks Area Regional Transportation Authority and the South Central Transit Authority, both for 5-year terms expiring December 31st of 2025. Item B, adopt a resolution authorizing the chair to execute the following services agreement with CGL Companies, LLC, to provide consulting and owner representative services to assist the county in the operations and maintenance of the Berks County Jail. There are 4 components: master agreement for the owner representative services, and then 2, 3, and 4 are component service agreements. I want to reiterate, because this has come up before, this has nothing to do with the need for a future new jail. This is about managing the current facility and not even operations, maintenance of the existing jail. As we've shared before, there are a number of critical issues that need to be evaluated and addressed, especially since we've put off the building of a new jail. Item C, adopt a resolution authorizing the chair to execute the one-stop Partners Memorandum of Understanding Operating Budget and Infrastructure Funding Agreement with the Berks County Workforce Development Board and PA Career Link Berks County One-Stop Partners regarding the operation and management of the PA Career Link Berks County program, providing local oversight of workforce programming in Berks County for the period of July 1 of 2021 through June 30th of 2022. Item D, adopt a resolution of the Berks County Board of Commissioners endorsing the concept of the 9/11 National Memorial Trail and its passage through Berks County, and encouraging our neighbor counties, Lancaster, Lebanon, Schuylkill, Lehigh, Chester, and Montgomery, to do the same. I will just note the trail. If you Google 9/11 National Memorial Trail, you can take a look at the trail. It connects all 3 sites from 9/11, New York, Flight 93 in Somerset County, and the Pentagon by a combination of walking trails, bike trails, and roadways. Item E, adopt a resolution ratifying, confirming, and approving Justin Luce, Berks County Chief Information Officer, execution of the Commonwealth Law Enforcement Assistance Network, CLEAN, Management Control Agreement. Item F, adopt a resolution authorizing Justin Luce, Chief Information Officer, to execute any future CLEAN Management Control Agreements subject to final review and approval by the County Solicitor's Office. Item G, adopt a resolution authorizing a county match of $441,187 to the South Central Transit Authority for local operating financial assistance pursuant to the Pennsylvania fiscal year code for 2021-2022. Item 2, a motion authorizing execution of the contract agreements and amendments as set forth on the attached listing dated April the 27th of 2021. There are a total of 19 contracts. There are 2 with the Area Agency on Aging, 13 with Children and Youth Services, 2 with Information Systems, and 2 with the Berks County Jail. Item 3, a motion to ratify and confirm payments as set forth on the Controller's Office voucher listing. It's dated April the 27th of 2021, and the payment of electronic transfers and employee payroll.
Motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Second.
The motion has been made and seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion is carried. With that, we'll turn to our Berks County Treasurer, Dennis Adams, with the Treasurer's Report.
Good morning. We have an opening balance today. We have an opening balance today of $213,836,074.49. A balance to clear of $4,137,028.47, leaving us with a balance today of $209,699,046.02.
Thank you very much, Dennis. We'll move now to our County Controller's Report. Sandy is not with us. We have Grozna from Sandy's office, and Grozna will provide the Controller's Report.
Yes, good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
The total accounts payable disbursements for the week of 4/29 were $12,066,977.24, and the combined payroll for that week was $4,425,21.22, and accounts payable totaled $7,641,956.02.
Thank you very much. We'll move now to our Chief Administrative Officer, Ron Seaman.
Thank you, Commissioner. I have two brief things I'd like to report on. First of all, in the competition of the What's So Cool About Manufacturing, the awards announcements were made this past Monday, the 26th, and broadcast on WFMZ. For those who aren't familiar with the program, it partnered 21 student teams from middle schools in Berks and Schuylkill counties with 21 local manufacturers. They each prepare a video on their process that they were learning about in the manufacturing, and there's a Viewer's Choice Award available for individuals to vote for the best video in their opinion. In the 3-day period, there were 152,250 votes cast, and the winning Viewer's Choice Award went to Pine Grove Area Middle School, Highwood, USA. Other videos were judged by a panel that was put together. Locally, outstanding overall program went to the Exeter Township Junior High School. They worked with American Polarizers Incorporated. The Outstanding Creativity Award was a tie between Boyertown Middle School West, working with Eagle Metals, and Wilson West Middle School, working with Solo Laboratories, Inc. The Outstanding Cool was Tri-Valley Junior Senior High School with Fabcon Precast. And the Outstanding Team Spirit Award went to Minersville Area Junior Senior High School, who worked with one of my favorites, Mrs. T's Pierogies. There was an outstanding outreach plan, went to Tamaqua Area Middle School, working with Ashland Technologies. And last but not least, the Outstanding Career Pathway Award went to Conrad Weiser Middle School in Palram, Americas. I think all of these students and their faculty, sponsors, and so forth should be commended. This is a fairly competitive process that they involved themselves in, and became even more competitive this year with working around the COVID restrictions. So my hat's off to all those participants and to the Manufacturers Resource Center for their sponsorship of that. And then lastly, while we normally don't call special attention to retirements, I feel compelled to give a hats off salute to Terry Brennan, our Berksheim administrator through CHR Complete Healthcare Resources. Tomorrow, Friday the 30th, is his last day as he moves off into retirement. I think under Terry's leadership, the Heim has gone through some rough times and some good times, and he's implemented a bunch of things that have made the overall care of our residents at the Heim better than it has been at other times. And I just feel, again, compelled to wish him the best of everything in his future retirement and thank him for his service to Berks County. That's all I have.
Thank you very much, Ron. At this time, we will move to reports from the commissioners, and I'll recognize Commissioner Kevin Barnhart.
Thank you, Commissioner Leinbach, and everyone who's joined us. Ron, I echo your sentiments about the What's So Cool About Manufacturing, as well as Terry Brennan and his service on behalf of the residents and employees at the Berks Heim. I wish him well in his retirement. At 11 a.m. this morning, we have an election board meeting to approve the hours and locations for drop boxes for the May 18th primary. We also will finalize 3 polling locations, which will give us a grand total of 18 different locations as opposed to normal 202 polling locations. These 18 in total are different locations, but we still maintain 202 polls throughout Berks County. I know not too many people join the election board, so I wanted to send a shout out again from the media event yesterday, which was well done by Ron Rakowski and his staff, that we're still looking for workers at the polls. Please call 610-478-6490. That's Election Services, 610-478-6490, or elections@countyofberks.com. We still have an opportunity for people to step forward and work the polls on election day. This will come with a $180 paycheck. So we really are looking for people in the community to step forward and help us through this primary at the various locations throughout the county of Berks. That's all I have for this morning, so I turn it back to you, Commissioner Linebaugh.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Barnhart. Stephanie, if you get a chance, can you post a link to the YouTube video that Commissioner Barnhart referenced for the weekly election, the weekly commissioner's update that focused on the elections, so the public has access to that. Commissioner Rivera, it's your opportunity to share your comments.
Yes, thank you, Commissioner Linebaugh. I have a few things here to share. I also wanted to congratulate the winners of the What's So Cool About Manufacturing contest. Ron went over those, so I will not go over them as well, but congratulations. And also want to thank the manufacturers that opened their doors and took their times to meet with these kids, to allow them to do the videos, the interviews, and share their facilities with them. I know with COVID now, there's a lot more restrictions, so thank you as well to those manufacturers who are willing and open to participate in this process to educate these young students about manufacturing and the different opportunities there are in the manufacturing industry. I also want to congratulate Terry Brennan, tomorrow being his last day at the Berks Heim. He's been there for about 11 years. So Terry, congratulations and best wishes for you and your retirement. Something else I want to mention is the Friends of the Library, Berks County Library, are having the Berks Book Bonanza, and they're accepting donations. You'll see on the screen here the information on that. They're accepting donations through June the 30th, and they are open for donations Mondays and Tuesdays from 9:30 to 12 noon, and Wednesday evenings from 6 to 7:30 p.m. They're taking the collections there at the Berkshire Mall between the Five Below and the former Bonton. There will be signs there. So please take your books. If you go to the Facebook page for the Friends of the Library, you'll see it there. Also, you can go to berksbookbonanza.org, that website, to get more information there. Again, that's berksbookbonanza.org for more information. So please, if you have any books that would fit here, instead of throwing them away, please donate them so they can be used by someone else. Next, I also want to remind people about the Road Ramble for the Berks History Center, which is May 15th. It's $35 per car for History Center members, $45 for non-members. You can get more information and tickets online at berkshistory.org/events. Again, berkshistory.org/events, or you can call them as well. But this is a great opportunity to be able to learn more about the county that you live in. You'll drive around. You drive around at your own pace. You can do it on May 15th, or you can do it another date as well. But they're doing it as May 15th as the day. So if you can do it that day, that would be great. And it'll take you to different locations throughout the county. It'll explain the historical value of those locations to the county. So learn more about where you live. I've committed to doing it. I've spoken to other people as well about doing it. So that's May 15th. If you can't do it the 15th, then do it the 16th or do it the following weekend. But go on to berkshistory.org/events for more information and to register for that. And one last thing is the CHIRP, which is the Hospitality Industry Recovery Program grant. The second round of applications opened this past Monday, and it is open through May the 17th at 5 p.m. So again, if you know of anyone within the hospitality industry, please have them go on to rebuildberks.com/funding for more information and to apply. Again, that's rebuildberks.com/funding for more information and to apply as well. And that's all I have. Commissioner Leinbach, back to you.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Rivera. Several quick items. Number one, my congratulations to the winners of What's So Cool. I've posted a link to the What's So Cool website. You can take a look at the winners, take a look at their videos. Just really great to see the connection between our middle school students and manufacturing here in Berks County. Secondly, I also want to offer my thanks and congratulations to Terry Brennan on his retirement. I remember very well when we brought CHR in, I believe 2009, to take over management of the Berksheim. Terry Brennan was part of that team. And I will tell you, they've done very good things, not just financially, but across the board improvements. One of the biggest areas prior to CHR and Terry Brennan, we were getting very little in the way of referrals from local healthcare institutions for rehab. Rehab are people that are not necessarily going to be staying at the facility long term, but are recovering from various surgeries. And CHR stepped up that game significantly. We've become in my opinion, a go-to rehab facility here in Berks County. A lot of people have utilized it, and it's helped make the Berksheim fiscally sound over the last number of years. So Terry, thank you very much for your service. His place has been taken by Christy Kennedy. Christy Kennedy is also doing a very good job, also working for CHR. And then the last item, Commissioner Rivera already mentioned it, and I hope you will take a look at the link in the published area of Microsoft Teams. I know we posted it on Facebook as well as YouTube, and that is the Berks History Center Road Ramble. My wife and I are signed up. We thought this was a great idea to be able to visit historical sites in Berks County at your own speed. I think we ordered the CD that will play in the car as we follow the map and go from location to location. So if you want to find out more about history here in Berks County, it's a great way to do that. That's all that I have. I'll open it up at this time for comments from our row officers. Hearing nothing from our row officers, we will move to public comment, and I'll recognize my executive assistant, Mary Buer.
Thank you. Fred Zencraft Sr., Berkshire Heights. Greetings, commissioners. It is doubtful I will ever be convinced the November 6, 2020 election was not stolen from President Trump. Hopefully, he will be reelected to 2 consecutive terms starting in 2025 to continue his Make America Great Again effort. It is important to me his historic accomplishments as president be made part of the county record. The following is a partial list limited by space available. Achieved a record-setting economic comeback by rejecting blanket lockdowns. Jobs have been recovered 23 times faster than the previous administration's recovery. Excuse me. Unemployment fell to 6.7% in December from a pandemic peak of 14.7% in April. beating expectations of well over 10% unemployment through the end of 2020. Under the previous administration, it took 49 months for the unemployment rate to fall from 10% to under 7%, compared to just 3 months for the Trump administration. Since April, the Hispanic unemployment rate has fallen by 9.6%, Asian American unemployment by 8.6%, and Black American unemployment by 6.8%. 80% of small businesses are now open, up from just 53% in April. Small business confidence hit a new high. Home builder confidence reached an all-time high, and home sales hit their highest reading since December of 2006. Manufacturing optimism nearly doubled. Household net worth rose 7.4 trillion in Q2 of 2020 to 112 trillion, an all-time high. Home prices hit an all-time record high. The United States rejected crippling lockdowns that crushed the economy and inflict countless public health harms, and instead safely reopened its economy. Business confidence is higher in America than in any other G7 or European Union country. The current administration policies will have a negative impact on these positive accomplishments to the detriment of our posterity. Thank you and Godspeed. William Mulgrew of Greenwich Township. I thank the commissioners for not adopting a local health department. The true costs of doing that are unknown. There are 61 counties in our Commonwealth that do not have a local health department, and there is no suggestion that we are less healthy than everyone else. The costs of public health should be shouldered by all taxpayers across our Commonwealth and properly bargained for between Governor Wolf and our elected representatives in the legislature. If we adopt a local health department, then we must pay everything ourselves, and we do not get any discounts on our state taxes. Dwight Wegman, Lower Heidelberg Township. Do Berks County officials believe that during the 2020 general election that there was no chance that voter fraud occurred? If the belief is that there was no possibility of voter fraud existing, can you identify the measures that the county took to confirm that conclusion? If instead the belief is that voter fraud could have occurred, what efforts have been made to identify the specific potential voter fraud vulnerability pathways and then develop the appropriate mitigating actions to prevent their reoccurrence? John Archer, Spring Township. I would request that in the near future that our new county jail warden and the deputy warden identify what they envision as their goals and objectives for the management of the jail, and also identify what, if any, changes to existing processes and procedures that they believe will continue to make positive contributions to the inmates and staff's welfare and security. Sam Brancadora, Bern Township. Good morning, commissioners. Regarding the BCRC, there are some that continually repeat the same false statements. This must be frustrating to our community. Either they haven't done their research, or maybe they have another reason for not being factual. I would like to set the record straight, so I'm going to repeat something I had said previously. BCRC was created to keep families together in humane conditions while they were awaiting results of their asylum proceedings. The county ensured that the residents were safe and well taken care of. Families received medical, dental, and psychiatric care, for most the first time in their lives. Children were being educated and the teachers ensured their progress. Report cards and records followed them to their new school districts when they were discharged from BCRC. Children were also provided educational trips and leisure activities. BCRC ensured a humane transition period for families. Unfortunately, I don't hear comments from those that make false statements about BCRC about what's happening at the border. In many cases, it's criminal what the federal administration is doing and allowing to happen. Is it because it's not in our own backyard that these same people don't comment and demand this be stopped? Or again, is there another reason they are silent? Thank you, and God bless all of you for what you've done at BCRC in the past and, if need be, in the future. Linda Brancadora, Bern Township. I hear so many comments about the prison inmates not being properly taken care of regarding COVID. They are criminals. They did something wrong and are being punished for it. If you don't like what is happening with the prisoners, then try to do something to these people to keep them from committing acts against our law. Perhaps you could take them into your homes and rehabilitate them to your liking, or keep them safe from COVID in your own backyard. Remember, they did something wrong. They are not innocent bystanders. Yes, they deserve humane treatment, and they get it. Crystal Kowalski, why I'm missing. Good morning, commissioners. There seems to have been confusion over my comment last week about the weekenders. The facts that I presented can be verified. All 4 men serving weekend sentences during this current outbreak are charged with summary offenses on traffic violations. They are not in on DUI charges. I strive to choose my words carefully when I'm commenting. So when I say the county, I refer to all the stakeholders in the county who hold sway over some part of the criminal justice system. If I intended to address solely the commissioners, I would not say the county. That would be too broad. As county commissioners, you do oversee the prison and the budget for the judicial system and are therefore a stakeholder. I bring these concerns to you for 2 additional reasons. You have in the past on several occasions expressed the desire to reform the criminal justice system, stating that you believe jail should be for violent offenders. 2, you are the executive and legislative branch of county government, and you are the only branch that holds weekly public meetings where comments are allowed. I am asking that you, the commissioners, in concert with the DA, the public defender, the president judge, the warden, and the MDJs work together to lower the prison population by finding a way to only incarcerate people found guilty of violent offenses. I have heard many of you say this is your belief. I am asking that at this critical time, you follow through on your beliefs. Thank you. Adrian Jadick, why I'm missing. I asked the commissioners to consider limiting public comments to the ones that are of the competence of the commissioners. We all respect First Amendment rights, but such views need to find another medium, like social media or newspapers. I urge those residents to write letters to the editors of the various newspapers. John James, Burnville. It turns out there was Republican voter fraud committed last election. Please address. That concludes the comments in our Q&A.
That closes our Q&A. And I want to recognize our Berks County Solicitor at this time. She would like to address one of the comments. Christine Sadler.
Thank you, Commissioners. I just wanted to clarify the comment that was made regarding the weekend offenders once again at the jail. The weekend offenders at the jail are in the jail on a summary traffic offense. That is correct. But to say that is not connected to a DUI offense is not accurate. These individuals are in the jail serving a mandatory 90-day sentence for driving on a suspended DUI-related license. So what happens when an individual commits a DUI offense, there's likely a DUI suspension that varies in length associated with what type of sentence they get. Their license is suspended as part of that DUI offense for a period of time. These individuals chose to ignore that DUI license suspension and chose to continue to drive their vehicles not having a valid driver's license. So therefore, if you get caught after you've been issued a suspension related to your DUI offense, then it becomes an offense that it carries a mandatory 90-day sentence, which the courts are not authorized to allow you to serve by house arrest or any alternative measures. It is a mandatory 90 days in jail for driving on a driver's license that was suspended DUI related. It is a summary offense, but it carries a mandatory 90-day incarceration period. Thank you.
So in other words, if you don't agree with the mandatory, this is something you should lobby the governor and the legislature. I would suggest you might be prepared to face some criticism from MAD, Mothers Against Drunk Driving. It's important that we understand the details behind the charges. And again, these are folks that if they weren't allowed to spread this out over weekends, they would lose their jobs. And that would be even more traumatic to them, to their families, etc. So thank you, Christine, for addressing that. Any other comments?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
The meeting stands adjourned.